Here's the key to starting your remote workday right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. This is Virtual Coffee Chat with Luis. That's me, your host. And this is my coffee today. I'm having a lovely, lovely espresso. And yes, it's the key to starting my day right, any day right. But it's not the key to starting the remote workday right. I love me some coffee. Some people like to start their day off with tea. Fair enough. I hear that's the thing. I don't approve, but to each his own. But I'm talking specifically about remote work. If you're working remotely, if you just started working remotely lately, you might be feeling something is a bit off. Now, I'm going to tell you how to start your work day right every day. It's quite simple, but it's super effective, and there are all kinds of benefits that I'll go into in soon. But so the first thing you do is you go to whatever platform your company, your team uses as a default for communication. Could be email, could be a WhatsApp. More commonly, it's Microsoft Teams or Slack or whatever. And you message the person that you report to directly, your manager, if you will, right? And you message them saying four things. The message should have four components. Number one, hey, here's what I did yesterday. Number two, I ran into these problems I couldn't solve. And here you get bonus points if you actually tell them how you tried to solve them. Number three, today I'm going to do this. And obviously this doesn't need to be only one thing. It could be this, this, and that, right? Number four, or I prefer, my fingers don't work like this. Number four, here is what I need to know from you. If anything, right? Four can be optional. Maybe you have everything you need to do your job, and then in that case, obviously don't bother your manager, right? But here are the key. Let's break this down a bit. So number one takes care of the visibility problem, right? The biggest concern of people managing remote employees is, what are they up to? Are they actually doing anything? What's up with them, right? Are they actually working? And actually, most managers tend to trust people. So all you really need to do is tell them. Develop the habit of telling them, what have you been up to? What were you doing all of yesterday? So that's one, taken care of, right? Number two, I ran into these problems I couldn't solve. Now, your manager, in a sense, he works for you, right? His responsibility is to make sure that you can do, their responsibility is to ensure that you can do your job as best as possible. Now, in another sense, your manager is not there to do your work for you. So it's really good, and it hardens any manager's day to know that the people under them actually try to solve the problems. Your manager wants to know about the problems that are keeping you from doing your best work. But if you take the initiative to do your best to try to solve them, they'll definitely appreciate that. And even if you don't manage to solve them, but if you at least tell them how you tried, that's going to make their job easier, because they cannot know, okay, you already tried this, this, and that, and it doesn't work. So let me figure out how I can start. So you've already, number one, made yourself visible. Number two, provide some sort of value. Okay. So now we get to number three. Right? Today I'm going to do this. And this preempts, right, the invisibility from happening. It lets your manager know what you're up to, and it gives them the chance to course correct as soon as they see the message. They can think, oh, right, well, Lewis's time today is actually, I actually need this. So let me help Lewis reprioritize his tasks, right? This is very helpful to a manager from a strategic point of view. And then, right, number four, the optional one. If there's something that you need information, let's say, let's say that one of your tasks is to research, is to have a piece of research right, by a certain deadline to present to your manager, you should ask them, okay, so what exactly, please sharpen this up to me. What kind of information do you need? How do you want me to present it? Is there some specific direction you want me to take, etc., etc., etc.? These questions should be made at the beginning of your work day, right? So that's it. So with these 4 things, again, number 1, yesterday I did this, prevents the invisibility problem. Number 2, I ran into these problems I couldn't solve, but here's how I tried, right? It helps your manager do a better job. Number 3, today I'm going to do this. It prevents again the invisibility problem while allowing your managers to figure out, to get a check-in, if you will, on how you're fitting into the overall plan for the day. And 4, optional, here's what I need to know today to do the best job I can. And that's it, really. If you do these 4 things every day at the start of your day, your remote work day is going to go along beautifully, and long term, you will be considered a model remote work employee. It sounds exaggerated, but actually not, right? If you take care, if you do this at the beginning of your day, most of the other problems that happen due to remote work tend to go away by themselves. Anyway, I hope this was useful. If you like this sort of insight, please visit thinkremote.com. We have all sorts of articles and guides for you over there about how to be better at remote work. And if you enjoyed this video, please get some coffee, like, share, and subscribe. This was Virtual Coffee Chat with Luis. See you tomorrow.